Welcome to the Artist Detective, where we investigate the lives and art of the great artists. I am Rembrandt, your host. Yes, I am the Dutch master from the 1600s, known for my Bible scenes and portraits, use of light and expressions. Today, let's travel to the early 1900s in France, where I want you to meet Edgar Degas, a colleague of Claude Monet, who is part of the Impressionistic Movement, which has been going on since the late 1800s into the early 1900s. This is Edgar Degas.
Bonjour. Oui, the Impressionist Movement. The movement so named when a critic called our works Impressionism, because he thought our artworks seemed more like sketches than finished paintings. The movement of in plein air or natural light. We, I, Claude Monet, the French Impressionist, love to paint natural scenes in natural light using quick brush strokes, like my many water lily paintings. I suppose I am part of this movement, but I differ from my colleagues in that I like classical themes and realism. Please call me a realist.
I, Berta Morso, am also part of the Impressionist movement, but I also differ from my colleagues, since I am a woman who can bring that woman's touch to intimate scenes of domestic life.
Oui, Berta, your paintings are lovely. I mostly taught myself to paint, and I studied in Italy when I was a young man. I studied the old masters like you, Rembrandt.
Of course, copying is the best way to learn.
At first, I wanted to be an history painter, and I painted scenes such as Alexander and Bucephalus. I exhibited at the Salon, the French art show, for the first time in 1865, showing my scene of war in the Middle Ages. But then I met Edgar Manet, and he influenced me to try painting in a different way. I also spent time in Nouvelle Orleans, Louisiana, or I think you say New Orleans, Louisiana, with my mother's family, and you might recognize one of my paintings from this time, a cotton office in New Orleans. I became disgruntled with the Salon and joined the Impressionists in their exhibitions, even helping to organize most of the exhibitions. But I really had very little in common with the Impressionists with all their natural light business. I like painting and using pastels and doing sculptures of dancers and theater. Monet, you need natural life. I, artificial life. I do not like landscapes, but I do like portraits.
I like portraits too. Oh dear chap, portraits are fine, but you are missing out if you do not enjoy painting landscapes like I, Thomas Gainsborough, painted in England in the 1700s.
Well, if I am going to be outside, I like the horse races or a cafe, but I prefer to go to concerts or the circus or the theater and ballet at least 3 times a week. But I mostly go alone because the artist must live alone and his private life must remain unknown. But oh, how I love to paint ballet dancers. There is always so much energy and movement, and the dresses and tutus are such a wonderful subject for the painter's brush. I never feel like I am quite done with my paintings either. I could add a bow here or a pot there. At least half of my paintings are of dancers, and I suppose it helps that they sell well which has helped me to pay off my brother's scandalous debt and to do all right for myself. I would paint dancers all my life, except that my eyesight is failing. I have had to start using pastels, and my eyesight is getting so bad I may only do sculpture. But I do not want you to remember me for that. Instead, let's review about me. Repeat after me. Edgar Degas.
Edgar Degas.
1834 to 1917.
1834 to 1917.
French Impressionism.
French Impressionism.
Dancers.
Dancers.
Painting.
Painting.
Pastels.
Pastels.
Sculpture.
Sculpture.
Au revoir.
Who knows? You may be the next great artist. Thank you for joining us on The Artist Detective. We look forward to seeing you next time when we investigate the lives and art of other great artists like me and Degas. Remember that Ecclesiastes 3:11 says God has made everything beautiful in its time. Until next time, Rembrandt and the Artist Detective.